Wait, if you're about to buy a sign for your business, pause for just 1 second. Because most business owners don't overpay for signs because they chose the wrong company. They overpay for signs because they don't know what actually drives the cost. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through how sign pricing actually works, what actually matters, and how to avoid spending thousands of dollars on things that do not matter for your business. Before we start, here's why you should listen to me. I've been in the sign industry for 4 years. I've installed over $1 million in lighted signs, worked on signs over 120 foot in the air, completed thousands of vehicle graphics, installed hundreds of ADA signs, and shipped signs to every state in the US. This isn't theory. This is how signs work in the real world. When most people are buying a sign, they think they're buying a panel with their logo on it. But that's not what you're paying for. You're paying for visibility, compliance, longevity, and risk reduction. Two signs can look almost identical, but cost two very different amounts, depending on where they're installed, how far away they need to be seen from, and which city they're placed in. One of the biggest mistakes business owners make is focusing on sign size instead of letter size. Here's a rule of thumb for your readable distance. For every 1 inch of letter height, you can read your sign from about 10 foot away. That means with 6-inch letters, you can read your sign from about 60 foot away. With 12-inch letters, you can read your sign from about 120 foot away. With 18-inch letters, you can read your sign from about 180 foot away. But these are in ideal conditions. This does not take into account any environmental conditions. The part most people miss with this rule of thumb is this is going to assume that the viewer is standing still, there's no glare, there's no clutter, and there's nothing in their visual path that can impede them from actually seeing your sign. In the real world, especially where people are driving, you may need a larger sign than you think. This is why a sign can technically meet code, but still not work for your business. A good sign isn't just legal. It's readable before they pass your business. You might notice something strange when you're getting quotes. Signs under 4 foot by 8 foot tend to be within one price range, and then as soon as you get above that, they seem to jump up a lot. That's not random, and here's why. Most of our building materials are manufactured into 4 foot by 8 foot sheets. So any sign larger than that may require seams, thicker materials, or even engineered drawings when we go to get our permit from the city. So that just a little bit bigger can require you to get engineered drawings from the city. It's going to increase the labor, it's going to increase install complexity, and it can increase how long it takes to get your permit back from the city. That's why a smaller sign, designed well, can often outperform a larger sign that you paid more money for. Location is the most underrated factor in your sign cost and effectiveness. Is your sign parallel or perpendicular to traffic? Are there trees or bushes in the way? Are you alongside of a busy road or on an offshoot where people can't really see you? These are the things that matter. A perfectly designed sign in a bad location will always lose to a decent sign in a great location. Sometimes the smartest move isn't how big can we make this, it is actually where can we place this to make it work harder for what we have. Color is not about branding first, it is about contrast first, and high contrast wins. Light letters on dark backgrounds, dark letters on light backgrounds. Low contrast signs can look nice on a screen, but as soon as you get them by the road, they disappear. If readability drops, your sign has already lost. Lighting is not about looks, it is about your customer. Lighting is not about looks, it is about your customer. For B2B businesses, I typically do not recommend to have a giant lighted sign, but a B2C business where you're actually going to be pulling in foot traffic into your business, then it may make sense. Just because your sign lights up at night is not an excuse for a bad designed sign. An unlit sign that works all day is better than a sign that only works at night. Permits are where budgets quietly break. The city can require engineered drawings, sign permits, separate electrical permits, and more. These costs are often fixed, and they're not going to change whether you are ordering a $1,000 sign or a $10,000 sign. You're not paying for the sign, you're paying to satisfy the city. Any sign company that doesn't bring this up to you is setting you up for a big surprise later. Three-dimensional signs often cost more up front, but pay off in the long run. Why? Shadows create depth, depth creates separation, and separation creates recognition. Flat signs can absolutely work, especially when in a good location, but three-dimensional letters can often be more readable from a longer distance. They age better with time, too. This isn't about fancy. This is about perception. If you take nothing else from this video, please take away that your sign is not about being the biggest, or being the fanciest, or even the cheapest. What really matters is the readability of your sign, the placement of your sign, and that it works for you every single day. Before you buy a sign, pause and ask better questions.